Congratulations, you escaped the matrix in order to enter another matrix. That is the entire system of life. That is the game that is played, and obviously the concept of the matrix is probably true. The concept of being able to escape anything is an absolute joke. For those of you that don't know me, you may have seen my channel. Thank you for reaching 100,000 subscribers. I decided to do another kind of aggression, life update talk and just chat about stuff that kind of transcends just the level of health. It's body, mind and soul. Obviously you can get your health dialed, obviously you can improve your looks and get all of that kind of superficial stuff dialed in, which is very easy, to be honest. People just don't do it properly. But beyond that, you really need to have your mind completely dialed, and you need to know what you're working towards, the purpose that you're acting on, and exactly what drives you, why it drives you, and what you are running from. You need to realize who you are, what you're capable of doing, and when you can really set aside all of that and completely detach from your ego, you are then capable of doing anything in the world. And that sounds like vague, wishy-washy, what I've started off with. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm just kind of talking about what comes through me, but I've made it out to Dubai from England. You'll see here, I'll show you the view. It is exceptionally nice. I don't know if you can see this, but there it is. Very, very nice. I'm super grateful, super lucky, but at the same time, it's easy for me to say this, it is absolutely crazy considering, I had a lot of personal life circumstances occurring where I was never going to be in a position to be anywhere like this at a young age, so I'm super grateful. However, it is exceptionally important to conceptualize this and put this into reality. My slippers aren't coming off, okay. Essentially, and it's so cool, the people I've met out here, it's so amazing, but everyone is escaping one matrix and entering another. They're all escaping the money matrix, which basically attaches to literally everyone, and it's very easy to say money justifies everything. It's definitely an important pillar to get out of the way, but at the same time, all of these guys who maybe are in Dubai and have made a bit of money and are kind of conquering that aspect of themselves, all have then entered another matrix, another race towards what they think can't be a matrix, but is simply just the concept of being happy. That's the new matrix. You make money, and then when you can do that, you're trying to be happy, you're trying to start a family, and you're trying to find love. But all of these things are driven by ego. They aren't driven out of true desire, they aren't driven out of innate desire, because everyone is unhealthy. They are out of touch with their biological signs. They don't know how they should feel, what they can feel, and what they truly do feel. And therefore, everything they're acting towards is either out of fear. Everyone's operating down here rather than up here. They're operating on a level of fear, out of a level of pride rather than courage. And therefore, what they're doing is out of competition with other people, out of fear of failure, or out of pure ego, because they've attached their life to achievements and to goals and to decentralized concepts which don't even exist. And that is not me saying that life has no meaning. I'm not an absurdist, don't stress. And it may sound like I'm waffling, but the true meaning comes in this, and this is at least my interpretation of it, is the most worthwhile thing in life is finding out what you're capable of. And the second most worthwhile thing is realizing that even if you don't find out what you're capable of, in trying to find out what you're capable of, you have succeeded. That is the whole purpose. Delayed gratification, true, discipline, all of these things, all of these common words, which people justify with really amazing people and people that have worked very hard and people that are super successful, are all kind of adaptations to what we should already have in the first place. Essentially, you should already have discipline and purpose. Discipline should be turned into devotion. You should already have delayed gratification, because what you're working towards shouldn't be seen as delayed gratification. It should be seen as true passion and love and a dream that you're trying to realize. We have nothing if we don't have our dreams, and therefore that is the first matrix to escape, which is essentially pursue what you want to pursue rather than what other people want you to pursue. Pursue things based off of what you truly feel, based off of what others expect you to do, based off of fear of not achieving other people's expectations, based off fear of not achieving your own expectations, which is secretly construed by other people's. And at the same time, the reason why everyone's operating down here, and I'm not saying you shouldn't go to university, I'm not saying any of this absolute joke or BS. What I am saying is that people aren't operating from a high enough frequency. You need to be aware in the moment, you need to surrender, you need to have freedom, to have courage. right? You need to stop doing things from a place of pride. You need to start doing things from a place of courage. If you truly love something, then go for it. Obviously, everything has a why, and there's a never-ending first cause kind of situation with all of this. Why do I do this? Why do I do this? Therefore, all of this is construed by society. Therefore, all of this is, then you kind of give up. That's not the way to think about it. The way to think about it is do what you truly love, do what you truly can spend all day doing without having to think of it as discipline or delayed gratification. Commit to something. Be healthy so that your hormones and everything can be driven properly, so you can actually be ambitious, think straight, and have the single biggest competitive advantage, which is health in a world where everyone is unhealthy. And then operate on a higher frequency, where you stop acting out of a place of ego, you stop attaching to your achievements, and you start doing things out of truly high emotions: love, kindness, curiosity, abundance, all of these things, which a lot of people see as spiritual, voodoo, all of this kind of, is portrayed in a certain light. It is truly how you should be operating. It's how we innately act, and it's the basis of happiness, because this is the other thing that no one realizes, is everyone acts selfishly, thinking that they need to do that in order to get money, they need to do this and look out for themselves in order to get this, in order to be successful, in order to achieve this achievement, in order to be happy. Happiness truly comes from pure devotion, these really high quality traits, because the greatest compensation in life is that no man can truly help another without serving himself. Every time you help someone, you help yourself, because we're humans, we're interconnected. Same thing with every time that you truly do something from a place of a higher frequency, you'll always see better results in the long term. And as cliche as that may sound, people won't realize this, is everyone that I've seen in Dubai are great, they think they love life, etc. However, they are completely void. Literally none of them care about money anymore. So all of these guys who have made enough money don't care about it anymore. Why would they, when you've made enough, and they don't feel anything? So if they get a payment or they get a check or they make money, they feel nothing towards it. Why would they, when they've made enough money? To not have to worry ever again, and therefore what they'll worry about is a sense of fulfillment, a sense of purpose, starting a family, finding love, being healthy, traits that we should prioritize in the first place in order to get to a certain outcome, in order to be truly fulfilled. Purpose doesn't come as a byproduct of achieving certain things. It comes as a byproduct of truly realizing the dreams that you have, and also acting in line with what you were always meant to do. If you can just not deny opportunities, if you can operate on a higher frequency, you will attract more things. Whether people believe it or not, manifestation on a quantum physics level is completely real. Subatomic particles are just energy. Electrons, protons, even smaller particles are literally just energy. This has been proven by physics, and therefore we are just energy. And I'm not saying, to a crazy extent where you can just manifest anything that you want, but if you deny energy, if you deny how things act and operate on a certain level, on a frequency, if you deny the fact that your internal thoughts and a lack of belief, if you think that ability comes before belief, you're absolutely clueless. You have to truly believe something. You have to truly commit something. You have to do it for the right reasons so it's sustainable. You have to act from a place of higher frequency where you aren't doing things selfishly and you're actually helping other people. And then you also need to, and then you don't need to do anything else, because life becomes easy. And that may be, easy to say, hard to do. I'm definitely nowhere near there on that path. I'm definitely just speaking from a place where I think, not what I know. However, it is 100% possible. It is, because this is the thing that I've realized, at least with starting my business, scaling, or even becoming healthy, my transformation, helping other people. It all comes basically exponentially. When you open yourself up, when you're actually able to operate on this high frequency, opportunities come. And if opportunities aren't coming, then you just have to keep doing it until opportunities do come. The hardest thing is doing it when you think you're doing things perfectly for a month, you're eating perfectly, you're thinking amazingly, you're being super optimistic, and no opportunities come. It's all a matter of time. It is impossible not to put in the output and get not to put in the input and get the output in this modern day. It is just delayed. There is a bit of a time lag between actually realizing things. Imagine it as like a test. So you've got to truly commit to things. You've got to operate from this high frequency. You've got to detach from your ego, and you've got to start doing things properly. The entire social media and generation is honestly cooked, not even on a health and looks level, which is ridiculous. If you haven't seen my video, Beauty is Not Genetics, it's very fascinating for you to check that out if you're kind of coming across this stuff for the first time. However, on a deeper level, people's sense of purpose, people's sense of fulfillment, people's actual ability to think, to believe, to operate properly is exceptionally cooked and dead, and it is honestly terribly tragic. No matter how much money you have, no matter your struggles, no matter the position you're in, everything is relative. A smallest struggle for someone in a great position will create the same emotions for the larger struggle for someone who is in a terrible position. Therefore, stop feeling sorry for yourself, start taking action. Everyone feels the same emotions, everyone feels lost, no one knows what they're doing because they are operating from a place of insecurity and ego, rather than doing what you truly love, taking risks, being bold, and realizing that even if you fail, finding out what you're capable of is the most worthwhile thing, because even just in trying, you will feel fulfilled, you will find purpose. That is the entire concept. Have you ever, if you have a project due the next night, if you're in school, when you're in school and you're in university, if you got all of your work done, or you were ready for a test, or you were ready for something, I'm not saying, this is like the way of the world, but I'm saying this is an analogy. Did you not feel amazing when you knew everything on the test? Did you not feel amazing when you were actually prepared? Did you not feel amazing when you felt capable and you could actually do something? Even if you failed, you put in the work, and therefore that's where the true reward comes. People are not, no, I don't know, but I'm just going to soak up the sun. I'm going to go do some thumb pulling and train my neck and go for a walk on the beach, eat some food, record another video, and just be grateful and not deny any opportunities, not get lazy, not attach any kind of ego to what I have accomplished, even though what I've accomplished is not that much. But cheers for 100,000 subs. Stop being absolutely cooked. I know this is pure waffle, but just lock in. You really are capable of anything, and if you come across this video, I wish I'd even had the ability to think like this a bit earlier, because even if I'm wrong with everything, just thinking and actually having the ability to ponder rather than sitting there scrolling, you're already ahead. You're already going to make it eventually. You're already going to get to your goals. The true challenge is in finding purpose along the way. Take risks, be bold, find out what you're capable of, and yeah, peace.